So let me guess. Right now, you're waking up tired. You're not even motivated enough to get out of bed. So, let alone, doing your whole fuck. I'm not. This is not what I'm supposed to say. Shit. So let me guess. Right now, you're waking up tired. You don't even have the motivation to get out of bed. Then, after doing your morning routine, you have to go to school or work, and you're just so unmotivated, and you would do everything to just keep staying in bed. Eventually you manage to get ready and go to school or work, and you finish off your day, and you're just so, like, you're feeling shit overall. You're not feeling accomplished at all. You're feeling unmotivated still, and it's just gonna repeat. This pattern is just gonna repeat day after day. And now imagine this instead. You wake up before your schoolmates or your colleagues, and you do something that's so productive before school or work is even started. And then once you get to, school or work, you're feeling so good and so much better than all the people around you that you can see they are depressed and they were just like you while you're watching this video. And you just feel so accomplished and just fulfilled for the whole day, just because of this new productive habit that you've implemented. And so for me, it was writing a story. So I was writing this story about, like, normal, like you would see in a book. And every single morning after I've done my normal morning routine, so that was like go to the bathroom, have a piss, do my skincare routine, I would sit back on this chair, and on this PC I was writing the story. And so for the period I've done this for, it was a very, very good habit of mine. And it wasn't just, for the fact that I was writing, maybe, and maybe you'd imagine, improving language and stuff, but those aren't the real benefits. The real benefits were discipline. It helped me build discipline because I had to wake up every day, earlier than usual, because I had to write this story. So, I mean, if I woke up just half an hour before going out for school, I wouldn't have been able to. Also, I had to be disciplined enough to, open up Word every single morning and not just go on YouTube and fuck off and do, other stuff. I had to not distract myself with other things while, while in the session, in the writing session or beforehand. And, obviously the positives were also improved language, improved creativity, I guess, because I had to keep going on with, the plot of the story and keep inventing new things, going back and improve stuff. And so let's get to the real applicable things that you can implement today or tomorrow. So first of all, you want to have a scheduled morning, and that means just before going to school. I guess if you have school, I'm assuming you have school and you're about my age, but if you don't, and maybe you either have uni or work, then schedule your morning until you have an appointment, like school, for example. And you want to have it scheduled because then you know what you have to do. Because if you don't have any schedule, then you will end up, maybe after 1 or 2 days of productivity, you will end up thinking to yourself, what am I doing? Like, I could be enjoying this time, instead I have to work. This is dumb. But building a habit and discipline is much more important than just enjoying half an hour more of time, before going to school. Trust me, it helped me so much. And if you don't have a scheduled morning, I think that the productivity you'd have in, writing a story, I guess, if you want to have my same habit, is gonna be a lot lower. The best option would be to have a scheduled day, like the entire day scheduled, and you can go watch my video for this. If you're not used to doing this, however, you can either start by watching the video and following what I say, or you can just start with the morning practice, morning schedule, and then moving on to the whole day. So I'll give you a brief example for, I guess, a morning schedule, which used to be my schedule back when I did this writing story thing, but it's also my morning schedule right now. And it was like I woke up, then I went to the bathroom, I had a piss, then I just had to piss every single morning, and then I washed and got dressed, and then did my skincare, or either did my skincare first and then got dressed, but that's not really important, you know. And then I meditated for about 10 to 15 minutes, which I still do, and then I started with my story, because I found out that that was the best strategy for me, like the most productive set of things. Also, I kept a piece of paper next to my monitor on which I used to, well, with a Sharpie, I used to write a line for each full hour of work I used to do. And I used to do, as I told you, 1 hour of work each morning, so I write just set one line on the week thing, because it was a weekly thing. I had like week from 16th of February to 23rd, if it's a week, okay? So, and then I'd write a line on that week section, and I'd do this for the whole week, of course. And so this was a very good way to track my progress, and I've seen this practice from Hamza, and it really helped me with improving, and knowing when I was lacking on my work, when I was, and find reasons for it, and find ways to improve on that and not slack so much. This graph thing is also useful because it keeps you accountable, because you're gonna see if you're not putting in the work. Like, you're gonna see that one week maybe you have 7 lines because you've done 1 hour work every day, and then the next week you have 4. Like, you're gonna see the difference on the 2 weeks, and it's not gonna feel very good, because you're like, wow, I've done so much more work this week and now I've done less. How could this be? That keeps you accountable. That keeps you accountable for your own work. Like, you know that you are the cause of doing or not the work. It's not just gonna do itself and do it by itself. I mean, okay, you get the point. One last thing I used to do was that on my phone, every morning after my work session, I used to keep this on normal Samsung Notes, because I don't have an iPhone. On this Samsung Notes, I used to collect data on my work. Also, I've seen this from Hamza as well. And so I used to write like morning work or something. Write 500 words, and this is one of the most important parts. I used to set myself goals for the session. I used to say, okay, this morning I'm gonna write 500 words, and the reason for this is because if you don't set a timer, if you don't set a goal, you may write a lot less than you actually could be. So my advice is to set a goal that's not like write 7,000 words, but something that's probably you're not going to be able to achieve, but there is a slight possibility. So why would you do this? Maybe you might ask. That's because if you do something that's too high, it's just as useless if you've done. If you just hadn't set any goal. But if you set something that's high, very high, like, you're probably not going to achieve this, but you try anyways, then you're gonna do a lot more than you think you can, because you're gonna try and do what you're not really sure you can do. But that's how you optimize things. That's how you actually make as much as you can. I also wrote stuff like how good my sleep was, so I could get information about if my work was getting affected by my sleep, and of course it was. I know so many times I got distracted, so how many times maybe I had to go to the bathroom or get water if I forgotten it, or if my brother or mother got in my room, so all the distractions and stuff. So just having this data thing, which you can write your data of course about your work session, is really useful because you can get the reasons for not doing so good in the work session that you're doing. So, summarizing, what you want to do to build this morning habit of productivity is, first of all, you need to schedule your morning, because if you don't, that's going to be very hard for you to actually be productive and actually not get complacent. Secondly, obviously, you want to actually know what the habit is, so you try and find ideas on what the habit could be. Third step is you get this piece of paper on which you can write your progress on, and my advice is to do it weekly, but you can do it every month or every 5 days, I mean, however you like. And fourth step is to write data on your work session somewhere. I mean, you can do this anywhere you want, on a piece of paper, on your phone, so that you can know why you're not doing as much work as you could. And this should be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you got something from this video. Let me know if you did or if you didn't. And and this is about it for the video. I hope you got something from this, I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.